Welcome back to The Structure. I'm your host. This week, we're breaking down the April 20th through 24 period, one of the most geopolitically volatile weeks of the year. New record highs on the S&P, oil hitting 99.50, a major Iran flare-up, and key Fed decisions on deck. My guest has the full breakdown.
Good to be here.
Let's start with the headline. The S&P hit a new all-time high of 7,165 on April 24th. Walk me through the path there.
7,165 is the number. April 20th was the inflection point. Iran attacked commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Markets initially sold off on geopolitical risk. But by Thursday, April 24th, the S&P was up 0.5% on the week. The ceasefire extension announcement shifted sentiment completely.
So Iran was the central event. What happened exactly?
Iran seized and attacked multiple commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz between April 20th and 22nd. That sent oil spiking. WTI went from 96.26 on April 21st to 99.50 by April 24th. The U.S. issued a shoot-on-sight order for Iranian vessels. Then on April 24th, Iran unilaterally extended the ceasefire and released detained sailors. That was the bullish catalyst.
Now gold. We had a target of 3,500 for the week.
Gold hit 3,450 to 3,500 during the week. The target was essentially met. It peaked at those levels on geopolitical fear and pulled back to the 3,380 to 3,400 support zone by week's end as Iran risk eased. The structure is still deeply bullish.
What about oil? We expected it to break 100.
Oil got very close. WTI hit 99.50 on April 24th, that is within striking distance of 100. The Iran escalation in the Strait of Hormuz was the direct trigger. Supply disruption risk premiums get priced in immediately. 99.50 is the highest oil has been in months.
Let's talk about currencies. We had a target of 1.1790 on euro to US dollar.
1.1790 was hit on April 21st, exactly as projected. The dollar weakness narrative held. DXY ranged between 98.5 and 100.5. If DXY breaks below 98.5, the next stop is the 95 area.
What about earnings? Big Tech was reporting.
Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft all reported between April 21st and 24th. The combined effect was positive for risk sentiment. AI infrastructure spending is the dominant theme across all four companies.
Now the federal April 29th is the next decision date. What are we expecting?
The FOMC holds on April 29th at 4.25 to 4.5%, no change expected. But the guidance will be critical. Markets are pricing in 2 cuts for the full year.
For the week ahead, what's the setup?
3 major catalysts. First, FOMC decision on April 29th. Second, U.S. GDP growth numbers. Third, the Iran situation, ceasefire extended but underlying tensions have not disappeared. On indices, S&P support is at 7,000. If 7,000 breaks, the next stop is 6,800. Resistance at 7,200. Gold, if geopolitical risk resurfaces, 3,600 is in play. Oil, 100 is the psychological level.
Final take.
We are in uncharted territory, new S&P highs, oil near 100, geopolitical flare-ups. The smart money is using this euphoria to reduce risk, not add to it.
That's the week. Stay sharp.
Stay disciplined.
This has been The Structure. We'll see you next week.